What's going on YouTube? Jim11 here. I have a match. This is game 1 against a buddy of mine. I'm playing Worms, so let's get right into it. I sped it up so it's not like ridiculous. It's slow because DN is just like DN. So I open up. I don't know what this guy's actually playing at this point because I didn't ask him. So I open up the Jaegen and I set the two back rows, but he blind MSTs and hit my offering. I was a little upset because he opens up the T King, and I'm like, all right, well, I have the Nebula, so I Nebula, and Nebula's the fucking broke both cards, and to return his T King, and hoping that he doesn't fucking dark hole, because if he dark holes, well, it's very unfortunate, because he'll all suck dick, and I'm like, all right, so I set, draw 2, and I'm like, don't draw the king, and I don't draw the king, so I'm like, okay, this is alright so far. I opened up a Nebula, and I didn't draw the king, so this is as good as I can get. So I got an MST, the first card. I'm like, yes, I hit the Torrential, so I can flip summon and do things. And so I go flip summon. He goes Torrential, and I'm like, fuck! And I'm so mad right now, and I'm like, tight. But I have more cards than he does, and at this point I still don't know what he's playing. So I'm like, I have 2 Valors, and I still have a Zex. So we'll see what happens. So I grab the MST off of the duality, and I'm like, all right. So at least if I set, I'll be okay, like, for a little bit. Like, I don't know entirely what I was thinking at this point. This is I did this about a few days ago, so I can't special summon because obviously I duality'd. And he heavy storms it anyway, and I'm like, alright, more back row destruction. And I'm like, this sucks to be me, eh? So he summons another Thunder King, I'm like, fuck! And I draw the D-Prison, so I'm like, okay, so I'll set the Jaegen, set the D-Prison, and if he attacks, I'll just, like, D-Prison this guy. Maybe see what I draw off it and just sit behind it. I have the 2 Valors I can sit behind. So he goes attack, I D-Prison, he goes Photon Saber Tiger. I'm like, what the fuck? Maybe this is like an anti-meta TG stun. I don't really know at this point. So I have Valor off his Photon Saber Tiger. And I think he just ends here. But then I draw the Nebula, and I'm like, well, I only run one of the targets. One of the kings. And then he summons another Photon Saber Tiger, and I'm like, Valor. And he's like, god damn it. And so at this point, really, I don't know what he's playing. I'm thinking maybe it's like an anti-meta deck, more likely. But whatever. He attacks with the 1 Photon Saber Tiger. On Nebula, he takes I think 600 or something like that, whatever it is, because I returned the other one that hadn't attacked. But I think he actually didn't realize that I returned the one that didn't attack, or maybe he was trying to shark me. I don't know. But Nebula is really good. I needed at least the 1 card off for that, and then I just draw for turn, so at least I'll have 2 cards in my hand by the end of the turn to his two cards, with still a face down Jaegen that I could flip up if I absolutely need to. So I draw for turn. I draw the Nebula. Sorry, not the Nebula. The fucking Pot of Avarice, another fucking amazing card. So I grab the thing. I'm like, well, should I return the other Jaegen? And I was thinking to myself, let's not return the Jaegen on the off chance that, like, actually I need a Jaegen in the thing. And I still don't know what he's playing, so I'm so happy I grabbed the other Valor. So I go summon the T King, and I'm not sure. I don't really remember what happens. I think he made D-Prison. I don't know. 1 sec. Oh no, damage step. He fucking plays Horn of the Phantom Beast. So I'm like, alright, he's playing TG stun or any kind of TG stuff. But I haven't seen any TG things, so I'm like, alright, waiting for the fucking other thing. So I want to get rid of the Horn of the Phantom Beast because I know he has the other Photon Saber Tiger, but still, I think he'd be better off. He's worse off if I flip, because I can sit behind the D-Prison and the Effect Valor. But he has so many more cards than I do, and I'm like, I lose. So now for sure I know he's playing TG something, like a TG stun. I haven't seen any skill drains yet, but I trying to remember. So he summons the other thing, I Valor, and so he doesn't get the other plus off of that, and I just D-Prison this other thing. So I'm like, what do I draw? And I draw the Birdman. I'm like, yes, I drew the Birdman. So I return the Jaegen, special summon the Birdman. It's better off if I just go something else, but like if I already have a Zex and a Jaegen, so I would flip and return and balance and summon, dump, and sink for the next side Birdman. He ends up fucking removing my fucking Birdman. I'm like, alright, whatever. So Genex Birdman would return my Jaegen and face down defense, and I'm like, attacks. I know he's already wasted through D-Prisons and other things, and he's like, D-Prison. I'm like, argh! And I was like, tight. But, so now I'm back in this position again. I think does he have another Photon? I don't even remember at this point. I think he may summon a Thunder King. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't really tweaked this deck in a long time, but he Monster Reborns. And this is where I thought, alright, well, now I think I have a chance. Because he Monster Reborns my Thunder King. And I'm like, yes, because I have a fucking Jagan, and I'll just return that to my hand. Yeah, I lose the Jagan, but whatever. And, I think he may set a back row and end. Not entirely sure. No, he summons the other Photon Saber Tiger. I'm like, God damn it, stop doing that! I don't have the Veiler this time. So I'm like, okay, I have the Duality and the Thunder King. So I Duality, and I'm thinking, alright, well, I can grab the Veiler, because I can attack over it, but I'm like, wait, he has no more fucking targets, so that Veiler's doing mad. So I grab the warning on the off chance that maybe he's gonna summon a Rhino, or anything like that. So I'm like, I attack over the thing. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. So I think what he does is he summons he grabs a Warwolf or something like that. For what else he gets, I think he he goes Duality. I'm like, Thunder King, and he's like, oh, I forgot, and he spelled forgot's wrong, and I made fun of him before. But he's actually a really chill dude. I was like, why do I not remember this Duality? Oh yeah, because it's fucking Thunder King. I think he actually sets a back row and summons the Warwolf, and I'm like, alright, on the off chance that's maybe a Horn of the Phantom Beast, I don't really want to risk it, so I'm just going to warning this guy, and yeah. So he just set that Duality from before, and I'm like, yes! And he goes Barbaros, and I'm like, damn it, back to square one again with no fucking cards. Draw for turn, and I drew the X, and I'm like, oh, X. So I drew the Waden, and I was happy, and I do the thing. I'm like, alright, I don't want to grab this Carteros, so I already have a Jagan engraved. I attack, and I'm like, yes, and he's like, I'm thinking to myself, alright, so he has 2 cards in hand, he at least has to summon one thing to get over my thing, either it be a Barbaros or a Thunder King or whatever, but he summons the Barbaros, attacks that, and I'm like, alright, well, I can still start attacking for 1,000. He's wasted through so many deep prisons, it's ridiculous. And I'm like, okay, I can grab the Honest. And I was like, wait a second. I should grab this Bottomless on the off chance, because I'm going to return, and then I'll attack. If he summons the Barbaros again, then I'll Bottomless. If he summons the fucking Rhino, then I Bottomless, and then I'm good. But then I was thinking to myself, that probably wasn't the smart play, because then he summons a fucking Warwolf, and I lose. So I was really praying that he didn't have the Warwolf. And I think what he does, he just summons a Rhino, and I Bottomless it, and I'm like, attack. So I probably definitely should have grabbed the Honest. So I'm like, attack. No fear. See what happens. So he attacks. I have a Dark Hole in hand, and he summons a Thunder King here, and I'm like, that sucks. So I take the 900, and I'm like, I drew this X, so I win. So I Dark Hole, summon this X, and he loses. So good game. It was game 1. Probably in a few days I'll just upload the second one. I'm really busy. I have a really busy weekend. But yeah, so don't forget to like these videos, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. My name is Jim11. Peace.